Hello, everybody. It is V, the rock and roll mystic. I am back again for another video. I had so much fun last week, or well, last couple weeks doing the 12 days of Yule that when I was looking at the videos, another tag fell into my lap. So I said, what the heck? I will do it. A couple of these things I've already answered in some of the other 12 days of Yule, but I wanted to do this video response to the Traversing the Darkness podcast, The Witch of Enchantment and Owlvine. They did this last podcast of their season and they tagged everybody. So I'm doing it because I like doing these tags. So this is kind of a goodbye 2023, hello 2024. And it's a series of a couple questions, or not a couple questions, several questions, one for the goodbye, one for the hello. So I'm going to try to answer it the best I can. And let's get to it. Okay. So the first question in the goodbye 2023 is describe my past year in 3 words. I have been thinking about this and I'm not sure. I think my words are going to be kind of a little, I don't know, different from each other. So I'm going to say chaotic. That's one word, but that's a good thing. In chaos comes order. So that's, for an alchemist like myself, that's a good thing. So yeah, chaotic. And then I was trying to think of an education term like, learning. So I guess I can use learning because I learned a lot this past year about myself, about where I want to go, about what I want to do with, you know, my existence on this planet, how I can help people, and ultimately hoping, not hoping because I know it's going to, but bring joy to my life for the rest of my life. So that was a lot that came out of the chaoticness. And this is going to be a weird one because it's not really a word. It's ADHD, because this past year I had another issue like I had 20 years ago where I wasn't able to seem to get a handle on myself, and it took me a little while to figure out what was going on. So those are my 3 words: chaotic, expansive, and learning. I guess that's 2 words. Yeah, 2 words. And then of course, ADHD. So yeah, that's 4 words. But since ADHD isn't really a word, we'll let it slide. All right. Just go with me on this. Right. So those are my 3 words. Question 2 is what is my top magical moment in 2023? And I had several, as if you watched any of my 12 days of Yule video, I started doing seances this year at my local shop, and that has been kind of enlightening in a lot of ways. um just the transformation and I don't know the words. Words are not my friend. If you know my videos, I have problems with words sometimes. But I guess there's a lot of transformation that happened with all of this stuff, with the loss of my cat and all of that. But I would probably say that my most magical moment happened just recently. And I can't really show you her, but my Abby, that would be my most magical moment. And yeah, she's sleeping. I'm not going to bother her. But and the reason why I say it was the most magical thing, because in my chaoticness of being angry and dealing with the grief of losing my beautiful cat after losing my other cat so soon, and trying my darndest to try to save these kitties from, an early passing, and that not happening. I was just so angry. And it took me a really long time to uh, open my heart again. And it took a lot of conversations with my best friend, a lot of conversations with my husband, my in-laws, lots of realizations to kind of get me out of that slump. And the magic happened when I finally, in October, had made, I guess, resolved myself to, what happened, and I need to be a mom again. At the prompting of everybody around me who cared about me, they knew I needed to be a mom again. And when I made that realization, and then having that situation with, my best friend while we were eating dinner, and if you watched my videos about, Bastet kind of stepped in, and she basically came up like a waitress, and ironically we're at a diner, but she came up like a waitress, and she's like, okay, what do you want? It's like I can picture like, what do you want? And that whole thing, um it changed things, because within a week and a half after Bastet coming to me and saying, okay, what do you want in a cat, um my Abby showed up injured at my house, and she'd been in my property for a while, and she obviously wasn't being taken care of by anybody. And when she came to us and she was injured, um we kind of gave her space because we weren't sure. And then we realized, no, we got to take care of this. And so it was getting colder, and so we magically was able to go from starting to feed her to me being able to scoop her up and carry her up the stairs and into my front porch in such a short amount of time with no problems. I mean, she just like literally just like laid in my arms as I walked up to, up into my front porch. And now I have a cat. So that is probably my most magical thing that happened this year. Now, lots of magical things happened, but that is probably the freshest and the most unique out of all the magical moments of last year. Question 3. Who was your main squeeze this year? Which being, figure, spirit was your go-to? Well, I just spoke about one of them. She came in later in the year, but I now have a statue in my dining room that I always put flowers next to, and I light a candle for her in gratitude for what she brought into my life. And so obviously when she goes, okay, what do you want? And then she delivers what I want. That's, I would say, she was a pretty solid main squeeze this year. And then I had a couple moments with my spiders, and I don't want to say they're my main squeeze because I do not want to be squeezing spiders. Not even to kill them. I don't do that, but I don't want them near me. I can get the message from a distance. So those are my couple things. I've had a couple conversations with Master Yeshua. But the two most prevalent, when I had a fairy king come in and talk to me, that was interesting because like I said in one of my other videos, I've never worked with the Fae before, so that was kind of cool. But yeah, that was Bastet and Master Y. Yeah, I think those are the main ones. Like I've talked to several, but those are the main ones that were my go-tos this year. Let's see. Question number 4. What were the best magical books you read in 2023? Now, I'm not really a book reader, but I would probably say that this one, because it's number one, the only book I read from cover to cover. And it gave me a lot of information about how I wanted to kind of move into this new space. And, Kellyanne, what do I need to say? She's awesome. So, yeah, but her book, Rebel Witch, I'm very interested in getting her new book. She's going to be coming up with a new book soon. So I'm interested in getting that because I do kind of like her no nonsense way of writing. And she is very, very knowledgeable in so many things. And so I just like the way she puts things together. So this was probably the best magical book because it's the only one I read. But I do have lots and lots and lots of books that I had been purchasing to build up my library. So I'm definitely going to dabble into them. I have Ella Harrison's Book of Spells. I have the Beginner's Handbook to Witchcraft from the Redheaded Witch. I have what else do I have? Yeah, I got the Matt Oren books. That's I started reading this, but I haven't. I'm only that far in, so um, that will be my 2024 read, and it'll probably take me forever. So yeah, so that's it. I don't read typically, so I don't have any fiction books, but this is the best magical book I read because it's the only one I read front to cover. Question 5. What aspects of your magic path are you grateful for in 2023? The aspects that I'm grateful for is I'm grateful for my connections with my guides, with my team. Even though the team changes and people come in at different times, and I don't go and seek them, they come to me, and then we work together and we have a partnership, and then we move on if necessary. And I make sure I give them gratitude and stuff like that. So that is probably the one thing that I'm most grateful for, because when I question myself, when I question my path, when I question what the heck is going on because of some of the attacks that I've had over this past year, and the grief, and then being able to commune with my sister on the other side, and she came in today, which was really cool, to wish me Happy New Year, which was like, yay. It's kind of cool when you have your sister who has been passed come in and wish you Happy New Year. So I think that's what I'm most grateful for as far as my magical path. Question 6. What fears or limiting beliefs are you releasing in order to manifest the best 2024 possible? And this is the last question in the Goodbye 2023. I think what I'm releasing, my intention in releasing is to release the chaos that's in my brain, being able to clear that out so I can fully function. So I release the chaos. I understand its power. I understand that it's going to show its head every once in a while, but I would prefer a different type of chaos. So the ADHD chaos that I had this past year, I'm releasing that. I'm releasing any blocks I have to prosperity. I'm releasing, my cat left me. I am releasing the fear of being seen and just releasing that, sending it off. You've done your job. I need to move on. That's what I'm releasing from last year. So that's the first half. The second half, hello 2024. So question 7, and there's only 10 questions. So I have my notes here and almost fell over. So hello 2024. First question in this section is, what are your goals for your magical practice in 2024? Now, I mentioned that in my last Yule 12 days of Yule video, but I want to dive more into my books. I want to learn more about the tarot. And I'd like to start really diving into creating my own products, like my own ritual salts, my own ritual oils, and play with herbs again, and try to see if I can like make my herbal infusions, and hopefully make some salves and perfumes and stuff like that. I would really like to do that, but I have a feeling that's going to take a little bit of practice. And I may have to switch from my fractionated coconut oil to olive oil to do that. I think I'm going to go with, I tried the cold infusion, so I'm going to try with the hot infusion and see how that works. And then just continue learning and continue growing and finding where my little niche is. How do I take all of the knowledge that I've gathered over the last, I don't know, decade and a half and bring it into this new path, this balance that I'm trying to cultivate. So that's probably my one of the main things. And I just got a new book. So I am going to, this is not witchy in any way, shape, or form, but I did get a brand new book called How to ADHD. And I'm hoping that going through this book will help me figure out my brain and help me work with my brain instead of having my brain always working against me or me working against my brain. So I really need to focus because I felt like I was in such a chaotic state this past year. In 2024, I need to get a handle on this. I am 53 years old and I cannot let this take me over like it did in my 30s. So that is probably my biggest goal, because getting a handle on my ADHD is going to help me in every other aspect of my life. It's going to help me with my Magic Rocks shop, which that's my goal, but that's already in the process. So it's not something I'm starting this year. It's something that I'm, continuing with. But getting a handle on this is going to help me with everything. It's going to help me with my podcasting. It's going to help me with my radio show. It's going to help me with my Magic Rocks. It's going to help me just in general. Okay. Question 8. What specific intentions are you manifesting through spell work in 2024? Well, the only spell work I've done so far, and some may raise their head in 2020 or this year, that I can't think of right now, because I'm obviously going to just go with the flow and use spell work and magic to help me as I go. But I I guess I'm pretty good at protection magic. So that might be a thing that I will try to um, grow and develop. Um, so that's one thing. So protection magic. Um, and I hope to use spell work to help me get through all the money blocks, help bring prosperity and financial abundance into my life, whether it's through my t-shirt shop or whether it's through magic shop or magic rocks. Um, I'm going to try that. And I trying to do that kind of like instead of doing a big ritual thing, I do little things. And the one thing that's been doing is when I do a working to bring money in, it goes to my husband, which I guess if we're a team, it's coming in. Like I just did it like this past weekend or yeah, last weekend. Um, and I helped my husband get some money from a game he was gambling on. Like, does these little tiny bets, and he was about ready to lose, and I just did my little thing that I normally do for myself. And within 15 minutes, he goes, "We won." So that's fine. I mean, I would like it to come to me so I could take over paying my own bills, but that's neither here or there. But yeah, protection magic, money magic, and I want to focus on um, trying to eliminate my chronic pain from my car accidents. Um, and I'm gonna try to find my voice in creating spell work around that so I can really kind of put the umph into my healing journey. I've come a really long way so far, and I have a few things that have been annoying me. Annoying me. Pain is a debilitating thing, but that I want to be able to use magic to help me through that because want to I don't want to have to take pain relievers. I don't want to do any of that. Last time I was doing that when I had that major attack back in the fall, I ended up with gastritis and I still deal with that off and on right now. I don't want that anymore. So I just want to be able to heal my body. Yeah, that's that. I'm gonna leave it there. All right. Number 9. Which existing parts of your magic practice or study do you want to deepen in 2024? Um, Herbs and flowers. Yeah, I'd like to deepen that. And I'd like to really get involved with that. I said it in my 12 Days of Yule, one of my videos. I really am drawn to working with flowers and herbs. So I think I want to deepen my knowledge about them and learn more about the correspondences that come with different things. Like I have asters hanging on my wall that I'm going to make a tincture out of. You just got the alcohol to do that. And I have a bunch of herbs. I want to get like a big giant thing of lavender. I have calendula, I have rosemary, I have horsetail. Um, I have a couple of different things that I would like to be able to create something with. So that is probably the biggest thing that I want to deepen. Because I do like the doing of workings. Like I like the creation, the crafting of, the salts and the oils and all of that. It really just, I don't know, it brings joy being able to work with those energies. And there's a few plants that have uh, given me an inkling that they're okay with me working with them. And so I'd like to explore that a little bit more. And the last question is which new area of witchcraft practice or study do you want to explore this year? Now, I thought about this. I don't really know because I'm so new to the doing part of my, I guess, witchery. Because even though I only recently started moving in this space, I've been basically a crystal witch for a decade and a half. So I've been doing workings just without the, I guess, the framework of witchcraft. So I'm not really sure what new area, because I already work with gems. I'm already have intentions of working with herbs. Oh, you know what? Planetary magic. I would really like to get more knowledge about astrology and the planets and the timings and all of that. So I do plan on getting the planetary magic book that I hear a lot of people talking about. That would be really interesting for me. And I would love to eventually take an astrology course. I know there's a shop that's not near me, but close enough to me where I can go once a month or once a week and do an astrology course. But I need to bring in money first. So little steps. But yeah, I think that would be like the place that I would like to step into, because I'm learning little bits of the language, because it's a language. And I never looked at it as that in the past, but I've been learning little bits here and there that this is like a language. This is so multidimensional, and there's so much information that can come with the locations of the planets and what sign. And I always had this thing that astrology was man-made, and it could be this, that, the other thing. But then when I started working with energies a little bit more deeply, I realized, wait a minute, this whole planet is affected by energies. We're affected by radiation from the sun. We're affected by our own magnetic field. We're affected by anything. All of these planets, especially the larger ones, have such magnetic energy that their placements can't help but affect the energies in their vicinity. And even though our solar system is so vast, they're still in our vicinity. So obviously, there's going to be energetic pulls and pushes on our planet. And if we are all connected, then obviously us being on the planet is going to be affected as well as our planet. So it's like this new world. So I would like to explore that a little bit more. Yeah. So that's that. That is my video response to Traversing the Darkness podcast. And they said tag you're it. So if you want to do this video response to them, go ahead, do it. Jump in. Let's make this a thing again. It's not as intensive as 12 solid days. You can get this done in a short video. But yeah, and if you have any thoughts that you want, pop them down below. Give me a subscribe, all those things. I'm learning the YouTube lingo. So you don't necessarily need to be notified. If you want to hit the bell, you can. Just subscribe and watch. That's all I want. So that's that. That's my video response. And I hope you like it. I hope it was enjoyable. I'm going to start doing videos hopefully once a week. I have a couple different topics, so keep a lookout. They're going to be just like this. I'm not going to be editing. I'm not a talking head. I'm going to sit and talk because that's where I feel most comfortable. And I hope you enjoy it. And I'm so excited to kind of play in this space. So come on and join me. Let's play together. We'll see you all later. Have a great one. Bye for now.